The fireworks on the 4th of July. Bursting overhead in the black sky, claps of explosions, showering plumes of colors, raining down glistening red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, time and time again, as the crowd oohed and awed over the kaleidoscope of bursting, streaming colors. It might have been a glorious sunset. A special afternoon when the sun's beams have conspired with gold and orange, red and yellow, to take nature's breath away, to take your breath away, as the day slips into its slumber. It is an atmosphere of majesty, of thinking, Lord God, how beautiful. It might have been a starry night, a pitch blue-black canvas punctuated with a zillion bright stars, burning, twinkling, far, far away, while constellations wove their nightly vigils, standing as reminders of ancient cultures who looked at them with awe and wonder, as somehow being testimonies of great cosmic forces. It might have been a great symphony, a Bach, a Beethoven, a Strauss, a Shostakovich, or Stravinsky, a drama of sound that defies imagination, a drama of sound that speaks to the soul, a drama of sound that brings tears to the eyes, violins, horns, percussions, reeds, singing together, speaking together, weaving together. Whether fireworks, sunset, the night sky, or music, it was a moment in time that no longer belonged in time. The eternal, the heavenly had broken through, casting aside the limits of time and space, night and day, up and down, dead or alive. It was a moment in eternity that left us wondering, inspired, amazed, renewed, refreshed, and lifted above ourselves, perhaps even more than ourselves, somehow different than we had been before. The awesomeness had transformed us, be it ever so slightly. We now saw the world with slightly different eyes. We had been lifted, but for a moment, above the fray. We had a special knowledge, an appreciation for existence, for the Creator. Yet we were left wondering, what does it mean? In the Gospel this morning, we find Peter, John, and James with Jesus for what has been called the Mount of Transfiguration. Mouths gaping, the three disciples have witnessed an event, an occurrence outside their normal everyday experience. This occurrence is more than fireworks, a sunset, a night sky, or a great symphony. For a moment, it has lifted them above the fray. And seemingly, Jesus does not try to explain what has happened. The three are left wondering, what does it mean? Indeed, what does the Transfiguration mean, not only for them, but for us? Why should we care whether Jesus lit up like a Christmas tree? Why should we care that suddenly two dead guys, Moses and Elijah, appeared there with Jesus? Of all the dead guys in the Old Testament, why was it those two rather than, say, Abraham or Isaiah? Does it really make any difference to us right now, here? Does it? Might the event of the Transfiguration do something for us, put us in a better place, so to speak? Read about a guy was driving along a twisted country lane when he turned the corner. To his heart, he saw two farmhands standing there right in the middle of the road. And so he swerved violently to avoid them, and the car ran up the embankment, did a triple somersault, and landed in an adjacent field. And so one of the farmhands turned to the other and said, "You know, that was a stroke of luck. I reckon we got out of that field just in time." Because of Jesus' transfiguration, had the three disciples gotten out of the way just in time? Do we, all these years later, inherit the disciples' benefit of having gotten out of the field just in time? What does the Transfiguration mean? Not just academically, but personally to you and to me. Well, any number of interpretations have been applied to the Transfiguration, and perhaps the best known is found in the two individuals, Moses and Elijah, as being representative of the law and the prophets. Okay? Jesus tells us that he did not come to destroy the law and prophets. He came to fulfill them. And having heard that interpretation, you may now be thinking still, so what? Well, for one thing, it means that we're no longer under the law. We don't have to run around making sure we follow all the rules of the Mosaic law. We don't have to worry whether we are good enough or done good enough deeds in order to meet with God's approval. We ride on Jesus' coattails, so to speak. That's called grace, a narrative favor. This is not to say, however, that we're free to do as we please. God's love for us encourages us to follow and keep His commands. And so this new reality that Jesus brings, however, was not unanticipated. The prophets spoke of it long before Jesus' birth and work here on earth. The prophet Isaiah was one of the foremost to describe the coming of Lewis. The fireworks of the 4th of July. Bursting overhead in the black sky, clouds of explosions, showering plumes of colors, raining down glistening red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, time and time again, and the crowd oohed and awed over the kaleidoscope of bursting, streaming colors. It might have been a glorious sunset. A special afternoon when the sun's beams have conspired with gold and orange, red and yellow, to take nature's breath away, to take your breath away as the day slips into its slumber. It is an atmosphere of majesty, of thinking, Lord God, how beautiful. It might have been a starry night, a pitch blue-black canvas punctuated with a zillion bright stars, burning, twinkling, far, far away, while constellations hold their nightly vigils, standing as reminders of ancient cultures who looked at them with awe and wonder, as somehow being testimonies of great cosmic forces. It might have been a great symphony, a Bach, a Beethoven, a Strauss, a Shostakovich, or Stravinsky, a drama of sound that defies imagination, a drama of sound that speaks to the soul, a drama of sound that brings tears to the eyes, violins, horns, percussions, reeds, singing together, speaking together, weaving together. Whether fireworks, sunset, the night sky, or music, it was a moment in time that no longer belonged in time. The eternal, the heavenly, had broken through, casting aside the limits of time and space, night and day, up and down, dead or alive. It was a moment in eternity that left us wondering, inspired, amazed, renewed, refreshed, and lifted above ourselves, perhaps even more than ourselves, somehow different than we'd been before. The awesomeness had transformed us, be it ever so slightly. We now saw the world with slightly different eyes. We had been lifted, but for a moment, above the fray. We had a special knowledge, an appreciation for existence, for the Creator. Yet we were left wondering, what does it mean? In the Gospel this morning, we find Peter, John, and James with Jesus for what has been called the Mount of Transfiguration. Mouths gaping, the three disciples have witnessed an event, an occurrence outside their normal everyday experience. This occurrence is more than fireworks, a sunset, a night sky, or a great symphony. For a moment, it has lifted them above the fray. And seemingly, Jesus does not try to explain what has happened. The three are left wondering, what does it mean? Indeed, what does the Transfiguration mean, not only for them, but for us? Why should we care whether Jesus lit up like a Christmas tree? Why should we care that suddenly two dead guys, Moses and Elijah, appeared there with Jesus? Of all the dead guys in the Old Testament, why was it those two rather than, say, Abraham or Isaiah? Does it really make any difference to us right now, here? Does it? Might the event of the Transfiguration do something for us, put us in a better place, so to speak? Read about a guy who was driving along a twisted country lane when he turned the corner. To his horror, he saw two farmhands standing there right in the middle of the road. And so he swerved violently to avoid them, and the car ran up the embankment, did a triple somersault, and landed in an adjacent field. And so one of the farmhands turned to the other and said, "You know, that was a stroke of luck. I reckon we got out of that field just in time." Because of of Jesus' transfiguration had the three disciples gotten out of the way just in time? Do we, all these years later, inherit the disciples' benefit of having gotten out of the field just in time? What does the transfiguration mean? Not just academically, but personally to you and to me. Well, any number of interpretations have been applied to the transfiguration, and perhaps the best known is found in the two individuals, Moses and Elijah, as being representative of the law and the prophets. Okay? Jesus tells us that he did not come to destroy the law and prophets. He came to fulfill them. And having heard that interpretation, you may now be thinking still, so what? Well, for one thing, it means that we're no longer under the law. We don't have to run around making sure we follow all the rules of the Mosaic law. We don't have to worry whether we're good enough or done good enough deeds in order to meet with God's approval. We ride on Jesus' coattails, so to speak. That's called grace, a merited favor. This is not to say, however, that we're free to do as we please. God's love for us encourages us to follow and keep his commands. And so this new reality that Jesus brings, however, was not unanticipated. The prophets spoke of it long before Jesus' birth and work here on earth. The prophet Isaiah was one of the foremost to describe the coming and now reality. Elijah, however, was not one who in particular prophesied about the coming Messiah, Jesus, and what he would accomplish. Why indeed would Elijah be included in the transfiguration event? This has been in the news here recently. Airlines began announcing the suspension of flights out of New York, and Boston airports started Friday night as thousands of workers rented their plows, checked their stocks of salt, and braced for what most likely will be a cold, snowy, wet weekend. You've seen the news. Amtrak announced that it would suspend northbound traffic service out of Penn Station in New York and southbound service out of Boston beginning early Friday afternoon. The gas stations and parks of New York City and New Jersey had long lines. Thursday night, according to local residents, a signal perhaps that many were taking the storm warning seriously. More than 2,200 flights for Friday had been canceled by late Thursday night. Schools across New York and Connecticut announced they would be closed or dismiss students early. The city of Boston, where forecasts called for more than 2 feet of snow to fall by Saturday, announced it would close all schools on Friday, joining other localities in trying to get ahead of the storm and keep people off the roads. The latest forecast called for between 12 and 20 inches of snow in the New York City region and wind gusts that could exceed 60 miles per hour. This past Thursday, in the men's Bible study, we began to wonder why it was that the 12 disciples so often seemed slow in understanding what Jesus was teaching them. Was it really that complicated? Were they particularly dense? Someone suggested, I forgot who, well, what do you expect? They were fishermen. Was not. All kidding aside, why was it the disciples were seemingly so slow on the uptake? Well, the weather forecast, now reality, you just heard me read from the Northeast, came to mind in trying to understand why the disciples' comprehension of what Jesus said was often so limited. Imagine, I said, if when we woke up tomorrow morning in low country Richmond Hill, that there were 2 to 3 feet of snow blanketing the ground. Put aside the disaster implications for the moment and think of the following. It would be as if our climate were now the climate of Buffalo, New York. And Buffalo's climate were now ours. Really how you say about it. Think of it. It would snow in Richmond Hill from November and sometimes October until April. Can you imagine the reality shift? Can you imagine the dramatic change to our worldview? No more would we wear shorts or flip-flops except during certain times of the year. No more would we boat, swim, or fish year-round except maybe ice fishing. We would necessarily have to own and wear coats, gloves, hats, boots, and all the rest to stay warm. Our homes would be built differently. There would be snow plows and salt trucks, perhaps even chains for our tires. There would be days when getting to work or school would be impossible, if not hazardous. There would be orange fencing to prevent the snow from drifting across the roads. We would wear dark glasses to protect our vision from the blinding light reflected off the snow. Mountains of plowed snow would suddenly appear in parking lots. The children would throw snowballs and build snowmen. And rather than having wave runners, people would own snowmobiles and snowblowers. We would shovel sidewalks and dig out our cars. What a reality shift this would mean for us. Who would believe it, much less understand it? You see, next to the resurrection, I would suggest that the transfiguration event was probably the most singular and powerful challenge to the disciples' worldview, their reality. And Elijah was a big part of that challenge. Why was that? What was unique about Elijah? Only one other person in the Old Testament, Enoch, could claim what Elijah could. Elijah never died. In 2 Kings 2:11, we can read that as Elijah and Elisha continued walking and talking, a chariot of fire and horses of fire separated the two of them, and Elijah ascended in a whirlwind into heaven. Elijah had not only died, he stood there with Moses and Jesus as evidence that there is a hereafter, that there is eternal life. No longer was it speculation, but a fact that, yes, God had prepared a wonderful, beautiful place for his children, for us. What could have been more mind-blowing, confounding the disciples' reality and worldview? And so it's really no wonder that St. Peter babbles something about making 3 dwellings. What would we say if we woke up one morning in Richmond Hill to discover 2 to 3 feet of snow on the ground? The profound words of Yogi Berra come to mind. The future ain't what it used to be. The young man who was an avid golfer found himself with a few hours to spare one afternoon. He figured if he hurried and played very fast, he could get in 9 holes before going home. But just as he was about to tee off, an old gentleman shuffled onto the tee and asked if he could accompany the young man since he was golfing alone. And so the young guy, unable to think of a polite way to refuse, allowed the old gentleman to join him. And to his surprise, the old man played fairly quickly. He didn't hit the ball far, but he plodded along consistently and didn't waste much time. Finally, they reached the 9th fairway, and the young man found himself with a tough shot. There was a large pine tree right in front of the ball, and it was directly between his ball and the green. Well, after several minutes of watching the young man debate how to hit the shot, the old fellow finally said, "You know, when I was your age, I'd hit the ball right over that tree." And with that challenge placed before him, the youngster swung hard, hit the ball up right smack into the top of the tree trunk, and thudded back onto the ground not a foot from where it originally had been. And the old man offered one more comment. Of course, when I was your age, the pine tree was only 3 feet tall. Reality had changed. What had been true for the old man, a 3-foot pine tree, was no longer true for the young man or anyone else. And because of Jesus, reality has changed. The future wasn't what it used to be. The transfiguration highlighted by Elijah's presence proved that there is a reality other than one we see every morning when we awake. Every miracle of healing, deliverance, turning water into wine, raising the dead, stilling the storm, and walking on water accomplished by and through Jesus, what St. John identifies as signs, was Jesus ushering in a new reality for you and me, for us who belong to him. And knowing of this reality, we should feel reassured. Not just as a future promise, but as a present reality we can know, receive, and benefit from even now. One of the most difficult challenges I have endured since Emily and I left the seminary has been that I so seldom see my daughters. I have literally grieved and cried, not every day, of course, about that ever since we left Montgomery, Alabama on August 6, 1998. It's been one of those pains, one of those senses of loss that just doesn't or has not gone away. I suspect some of you know what I'm talking about here. For the past few days, I've been in Tifton, Georgia for our diocese convention along with Vernon Lawless, Randy Green, and Bruce Cushman, your delegates. And the convention Eucharist was held on a Friday afternoon, this past Friday, and all the clergy of the diocese were vested and processed in the St. Anne's Church, which was packed with both clergy and laity. Bishop Denhage, as you might expect, delivered the sermon. And a question that he raised was this: if there were one thing that Jesus would like you to let go of, what would that be? And then he suggested that as we came forward to receive the Eucharist, that we give that one thing to Jesus. And I don't know how others answered that question, if at all. For me, though, the answer was, let go of myself. And so as I knelt to receive the bread and wine, that is just what I did. I let go of myself. It was an act of intention, you know. But I had not realized that in approaching the altar rail at St. Anne's, I had stepped up one step. Okay? And being unaware of that, when I got up to leave the rail, I did not know I would be stepping down. Well, you know what happened? I stumbled and probably would have fallen if I had not finessed a few quick steps. This happened in front of everyone. The usher made a half-hearted effort to catch me, but there was no need since I had already called myself. And so I returned to my pew to kneel, feeling a little embarrassed, you might say, thinking that in a very real way I had accidentally let go of myself. I continued to kneel, feeling somewhat stunned into a protracted silence. I had been made to listen a little more intently, as sort of what happened listening when I was bowled over by God speaking to me in my thoughts. And this is what he said. He said, you will be with Eleanor and Carolyn, my two daughters, in heaven. Now, I know that might sound somewhat platitudinal, or like something you would hear at a funeral, except this wasn't a funeral. Here's the thing. I not only heard God speaking those words to me in my thoughts, I received those words. They went straight to my heart, and the pain and loss I had endured since August of 1998 began to dissipate. This wasn't just some future promise. This wasn't some theology of the afterlife. This was and is a present and palpable reality for me now. And then I knew it. I had gotten it. I had discovered and given that prized pearl of which Jesus speaks of in Matthew 13:35. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking fine pearl, and upon finding one pearl of great value, he went and sold all that he had and bought it. Jesus gives us that pearl of great value. Pulling back the veil as we think of our readings. Let me suggest that between now and when you come forward to receive the bread and wine, the body and blood of Jesus, that you think of that thing you need to let go of and give to him. And then as you kneel at the altar rail, hand it over and be reassured. Perhaps you will be given something more than fireworks, a beautiful sunset, a